Hello, beautiful souls. I'm sad today. I'm just sad today. Yeah, there's something going on in my personal life, but it's much more than that. I'm sad about the state of the world. I'm sad about politics. We had a rally. I live in Glastonbury in southwest of England, and we had a rally in the town. I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and it was supposed to be a unity rally, And I thought, hey, great, it's a unity rally. And I went down, and it wasn't a unity rally. It was an anti-reform rally. And they had a big placard up saying, we hate everything that reform stands for. I mean, that's not unity, is it? Yeah. I've always thought of Glastonbury as being a tolerant place, a loving place, a respectful place where we all respect each other's views, each other's beliefs. There's lots of different religions here, lots of different political viewpoints, and we've all got on well together. And then they had to go and have this hateful rally. And I don't know, maybe I'm overstating it if I say that they were telling lies about it. I don't particularly support reform or any other political party. I don't even like political parties. I usually vote for an independent if there's a decent one. But they were telling all these lies about reform. And, it even sticks in my throat to say the word lies, because I think they actually believed what they were saying. If only people would listen to other people before they criticize them, instead of just listening to what other people say about them, we might actually get somewhere. I remember, years ago now, when I was a kid, I was 15 or something. I tell you, it was the year that Howard Wilson came to power. So, what would that have been? Mid-60s? Let me just check. No, it can't have been Howard Wilson. Howard Wilson came to power in 74. So it can't have been Howard Wilson. But anyway, I was about 15, so who would that have been? Macmillan? I don't know. And some kids were asking me at school, do you support Labour or the Conservatives? And I had to think about it, and I said, well, I like some of the things that the Labour are talking about, and I like some of the things the Conservatives are talking about, and I even like some of the things the Liberals are talking about. Well, I don't think they'd ever heard of the Liberals, but anyway. No, you got to be one or the other. I said, no, I don't. No, I don't. And I've always been the same. I support certain policies. Well, I won't support any particular party. And I always like some of the things that one party says and some of the things that another party says. And I'm not going to be forced to make some artificial choice to play their divide and rule game. In my book, Love Not Fear, and it's also on my website, lovenotfear.uk, there's an article on the website, a chapter in the book, called We Have the Technology, We Can Rebuild Our Democracy. I mean, it just goes against this idea. It pushes back against this idea that you have to vote in one party, who then can do whatever the F they like. I mean, look what's just happened in this country, 6 months ago, whenever it was, 9 months ago, whenever it was, when Starmer's Labour Party came to power. And straight away they did exactly the opposite from what they said in their manifesto. They broke every promise and did the exact opposite. And there doesn't seem to be any way to any comeback. There doesn't seem to be a Trade Descriptions Act that applies to politicians. We want our money back. We want our vote back. Yeah, that's never going to happen, is it? So I thought, wouldn't it be great if instead of just doing that, we voted for each particular policy? Yeah? When a debate comes up in the House of Commons, wouldn't it be great if we could all vote in that debate, at the end of that debate, all of us, using a chip and pin technology, the same as we use on our credit cards, our bank cards, from our computer at home, to cast a vote. So under such a system, John Smith or Mary, anyway, would represent our constituency. And if our constituency, I'm just talking in round figures now, if our constituency consisted of 50,000 people, 50,000 voters, then that politician would have 50,000 votes in any debate in Parliament, less the number of people in his constituency or her constituency who decided to vote for themselves. Yeah? So if 1,000 people vote for themselves, they have their own say. So yes, we want this legislation to go through, or no, we don't. Then when the politician gets up to vote, he or she would have, if 1,000 people voted for themselves, would have 49,000 votes, not 50,000 votes. Yeah? There'd be some kind of democracy there, wouldn't there? There's no democracy at all at the moment. There's no accountability at the moment. And politics is set up, the way it's set up is set up to divide and rule. To make the Labour hate the Conservatives hate the Labour, and everybody hates Reform, and Reform hates everybody else. It just gets silly, And it's all based around this crazy standard model of politics, which doesn't work anyway, where you've got Conservatives on the right, further right than them, you've got fascists, you've got Labour on the left, and further left than them, you've got communists. It's a stupid bloody model. That's not the way the world is. Communism and fascism are just two different faces of totalitarianism, and they both belong on the left. Any system of top-down authoritarian control, big government, belongs on the left. So what are we going to put on the right? Well, how about freedom? How about freedom? How about anarchy in the true sense of the word? No government, just people getting on. Well, I'm not saying that that's achievable yet. I'm just saying that's the opposite extreme from communism and fascism. That would be a much more realistic model of politics to adopt. Yeah? Namaste.